welcome back to Coral Gables Now. Coral Gables police say conmen are targeting seniors and robbing them in their own homes. Now, what's most disturbing about this crime is that seniors are letting the suspects, the thieves, into their homes. So far, there have been 5 similar cases in Coral Gables this year, and police fear there may be more cases if the elderly do not protect themselves. Let's go to a map now and show you where these crimes have taken place. Basically, these are approximate locations where they've taken place, and if you've noticed, most of the robberies took place south of Dixie Highway. The outcome is always the same, though. The victims are robbed of their most beloved possessions, their wedding rings and other precious jewelry. Sergeant Janet Frivola from the Coral Gables Police Department's Community Affairs Unit is here with us to talk a little bit more about these cases and what the elderly can do to protect themselves. Thank you, Sergeant, for being here.
Thank you, Belkis, for having me here.
So tell me about how these crimes happen.
Basically, these crimes are crimes of opportunity, and they are targeting, unfortunately, our senior community. And we definitely need to put the word out to these individuals to, be a little bit more aware of their surroundings, not to actually let people into their home. I know it's kind of hard, but at that age, people tend to be more open, to be able to have conversation because they don't have as much conversation with other people. Unfortunately, they allow these people into their homes, and that's when the opportunity occurs.
So how do they actually go about it? Like, what excuse, if they're basic strangers to the victim, how do they get in?
Well, these con men, have all types of, different cons and scams that they have. That obviously they're set of method of operations that they have when they perform these scams. They basically pass as utility workers, pest control, as in this case. Different types of, construction workers, they'll pass up as any particular person where they feel that they can take advantage of that senior, and that senior is going to allow them, going to give them an entry and allow them to come into their home or just come into their person. And I think that's the most important thing.
And then how do they get away with this jewelry? In some cases, it's a wedding ring. How do they go about stealing this this property from them?
I will tell you in this particular scam, which we can actually discuss, the con artist poses himself as an exterminator, starts spraying in the surrounding area of the home, and then at that point tries to make himself visible to the homeowner. In this case, an elderly, which are usually home during all hours of the day. The elderly will come out, will confront them. The conversation would be pleasant, at which point the person who's passing as the exterminator sprays what he believes is some type of chemical. He tries to make the situation where he's helping or assisting them, forces them into their home, makes them clean their hands. While they're cleaning their hands is when the opportunity occurs. The ring is taken off. At this point, sometimes the elder person doesn't even know that it's happening, but sometimes they are, and sometimes they'll fight back. And sometimes you have to really think about, is life more important than property? And that's where we're basically at with these types of cases.
Do you think that this is the same person committing these different crimes?
We currently are investigating all 5 incidents. We don't believe that it is, and we don't believe that it may not be. We're not real sure yet. We do know that it's obviously an individual with the same method of operation. And we're hoping to at least get some information back if we put the word out. The more and more we put the word out in the community, I think we'll be able to at least get something, or we can deter it from happening to somebody else.
And you already touched a little bit on the fact that seniors are always home, they're pleasant, and so it's unfortunately a good crime.
Unfortunately, they're an easy prey.
They are an easy prey, but we're always told not to talk to strangers, and we've been taught this so much, yet we still do it. I mean, everyone does it. So what can be done as far as seniors are concerned to stop this?
The only thing that really can be done, and the only thing I can actually suggest as a crime prevention practitioner, is awareness. Know what's going on. Know your neighbors. Know the people you can trust. know your non-emergency phone number to contact the police department, because when in doubt, if you don't call us, we don't know it happened. You have to report it. Whether you think it's a crime or not, you need to let us know. We'll go out. We'll determine whether it's a crime or not. But at least we know that we can stop these people if we have some type of contact with you.
And then are these people being followed?
You know, they're looking at that right now. I wouldn't per se saying followed. Targeted is more of an accurate word. They're targeted because, once again, they're easy prey. And
what do you do? You know, there's things that you can do, as you said, being aware, but how about, should they fight back? Should they just let it go?
Absolutely not.
Once again, not fight back.
Yeah. Once again, you know, you have to, at that point, you know, really think about, is life much more precious than property? And that's the most important thing, you know. Property can always be recovered, but life can never be recovered.
And then one last thing that we want to touch on is that non-emergency number, which is true. A lot of people may not know it, or not know if they should call or not, or they might think that their emergency might not be that great of an emergency for 911. Then what number do they call if they need help?
Absolutely. If it's an emergency and you deem help from police or fire, please contact 911 immediately, and we will respond out there and try to get as much assistance as we can to you. However, if you feel that you have been targeted as a victim of a crime and you're in doubt, contact us at 305-442-1600, and we will go out there and we will answer all your questions to the best of our ability and try to see if we can put some type of conclusion to maybe some answers that you may have. It may have been a crime, it may have not been a crime, but at least you'll feel more comfortable knowing that we responded, that we actually were out there, and that it didn't happen or it did happen, and that if it did, we can actually either have closure for you as a victim, or we can definitely avoid from it happening to somebody else.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much, and let's go now to a sketch that police have released. This is a sketch of someone who they suspect may be responsible for at least one of these crimes, so we want you to make sure that you take a very good look, because this is someone that police are looking for. Now, for more information on how to protect yourself from becoming a victim of this type of crime, you can call the Coral Gables Police Department. That number is 305-442-1600. And of course, awareness, as Sergeant Frivola said, is very important, because so far I believe there hasn't been any injuries in any of these cases, but you never know. And obviously, if we get these people behind bars, then everyone will be safe. And there's still much more to come on Coral Gables Now.
The highly anticipated Coral Gables Art Cinema will soon be opening its doors. Find out when that will be and how you can get involved with the Art Cinema yourself.
And later we'll be shedding some light on a crime that happens far too often, yet it's hardly ever reported: teen dating violence. What the police department is doing to stop it. We'll be right back.